maybe you should start thinking about heaven instead. Viking heaven, that is. And I've written down here is 10 places to go when you die. And you might have some suggestions for me, I don't know. I'm going to Viking places to die, and I'll see if I get it to around about 10. But if anybody has any other suggestions of places that somebody might go when they died in the Viking age around that period of time, then do stick your hand up and give me a hint. Let's see. One place you could go to die is in the Viking age. It's Fuff. Go Fuff. It's like if you live a really boring life and end up dying of old age in bed. When you die, you just go Fuff, and that's the end of it. That's one of them. Let's see. If you also have had a boring life, there's a lot of places that you could go. If you've not done good things and been brave, that sort of thing, you could go down the long, long, long drop of the dead, where you fall forever and ever and ever. There's no ever and ever. But of course, somebody else was thrown down there. One Loki's children. He had a wife, a goddess. He had 2 children with him. He was very, very happy, really, but he couldn't settle. And he went off. I think he went off to visit the giantess Angrboda on a Wednesday afternoon. I'm not sure, but I think that's when people tend to have affairs. And he went off. Now, people think of giantesses as being big, ugly, fierce, nasty kind of things. But how come all the gods want one as a girlfriend? They can't be that bad, can they? But he went up with Angrboda, and there he is as a shape changer, isn't he? And they had 3 children together. 3 awful children. Jormungand, the serpent, that was so big that they threw it in the sea, and it grew so big that it went all the way around the world till its head met its tail. And then there was Fenrir the wolf that they ended up having to trick into tying it down to howl and wait till the end of the world. But then there was also Lady Hell herself, H-E-L, just the one L. And she was beautiful. She has long, flowing black hair and a long, pale blue, semi-translucent gown. I added that bit in for my own entertainment. And you do whatever she wishes of. You like me, don't you? Yes, we do. You love me, don't you? And as soon as she has you under the power, she turns around and the other side is a fetid, rotten, stinking, zombioid skelly bones. I don't want to go down there at all. But Loki, you see, she had this child, and the gods were horrified by it. So they got Lady Hell, and they threw her down the long, long, long drop of the dead. And there she formed a land, and she ruled the underworld, where the unvaliant dead go, those who died badly in battle. You can imagine the axes in the heads and the spears stuck through the backs, and there they are preparing for the end of the world, for Ragnarok, and they're building a ship. It's the only moral I've come across in Viking stories. In the whole of mythology, there's only one moral, because this ship is being stuck together with very small pieces, which are quite actually revolting. It's been built out of toenail clippings. And when it's finished, that's when Ragnarok happens. So the only moral I've ever come across in any of these stories is make sure you cut your nails before you go to battle. That's about it, really. But, so yeah, so you can go down and be there in Lady Hell's realms, waiting, slowly decaying and waiting for that final battle. You could fare worse, actually, though, if you were to be unfaithful or to break a promise. There is a tower made of living snakes, and you must walk through a river of ice to get to it. The river is formed of ice shapes of daggers, axes, spears, and they cut you to ribbons as you walk through, and then you step into the tower that's made of living serpents, and they bite at you constantly until the end of the world, or even longer, forever and ever and ever. I'm not sure I want to go there. There's the Holy Mountain. It's so holy, it's the Holy Mountain, that you're not allowed to look at it unless you wash your face first. So, anybody got any suggestions of places that they think we might go to after we die? That the Vikings would have known about? Any ideas? Well, there's getting stomped on by Jesus. There's a stone, and there's this figure that's most likely Jesus, and there's little houses, and they're like that big, and he's like this big, and he's going like that. So that's what some of them were expecting. So, but then again, of course, there's also the image of sitting on a cloud playing a harp as well, isn't there? So there's two places you could go just to see him, and then you've got your boat burials, where you're buried here in your boat, and it's equipped with hunting equipment, and carts and followers and all sorts of things, so that they must have imagined that boat was going to rise up, fly through the sky, and go to that holy mountain, and there they would all come back alive and ride down to the glorious hunting grounds there, unless of course you were totally pure. And then you would go to Gefion's halls, where she would care for you. But there is one most obvious place that Vikings would go when they die. Can somebody suggest what that is?
Valhalla?
Yeah, you got it, yeah. Valhalla, where you fight all day and feast all night. I'm not so sure, I've been reading about this, I'm not sure it's where I want to go. When I'm in battle somewhere, and along comes Brynhild, the Valkyrie Queen, and she's pointing at us and saying who would die. Now you might be there like, I'm glad to die, I want to die, I'll go and fight all day and feast all night. I'm not so sure, I'm not so keen, really, because they say they eat pork on a night, and yet I read that in the water next to the fighting grounds is the salty sea cow, this great big blubbery thing, and by evening it's disappeared. And they're all sat eating this is nice pork, and the next morning it's grown. I don't think it is pork. I think they're eating salty sea cow. And then they say they drink mead. What about the giant goat they get it from? They've got a giant goat and they milk the giant goat and then say here's some mead. You're not drinking mead. You're drinking fatty, salty, awful goat milk. I don't fancy it at all. It's just all a big illusion. And then it says that the shapely Valkyrie, that on a night they become pure and virginal and dress in white and serve the warriors. And then it says the warriors lay down together in love. That's not my thing. No. You live your life as you want, but it's just not what I'm interested in. So I'm not sure I want to go there. I'm not keen on that one personally. It might be, that's where I want to go for you, but not for me. No. But then, of course, over the other side of the battlefield flies the goddess of love herself, Freya. And she flies in a flying chariot. I like to imagine that it's pink. And they say it's pulled by flying cats, Norwegian forest cats most likely. But no, I prefer the idea of kittens. And she flies over the battlefield, and she chooses who will die. And if she chooses you, you go to her heaven, in her hall, Cessroom, the heaven of love. That's the one for me. When we go out of here, I keep looking up at the sky, and I'm looking out for a chariot. I'm here! I'm ready whenever you are, but so far I've not seen it. So if you see her, give me a shout, won't you? Yeah. I don't know if I got to 10 places to die or not. I think keep counting. But that's all the ones that come to mind. I think I got it up to about 30 one time, but that might do. Because you could be a handmaid, and like we could be chosen to go to live forever, looking after the gods and things like that. Or you might be a magical deity, like a Fulia spirit or a Fulia Kona. The Fulia spirit, she rises up out of the flames and she looks into your heart and gives you your animal creature. And once you have a creature in your heart,
then you are ready to go Viking. So keep an eye on the flames.